Good day, friends. I hope you're doing well. It's Frankie Rose. Welcome to another video. Well, I'm looking at one of the timelines for the Uvalde Elementary School shooting, and I have found one that was put out by the Associated Press a few days ago, so I was thinking maybe we could go through this. So, what it says is in the hours and days following the fatal shooting of 19 children and their two teachers at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas on May 24th. The authorities have gave varying accounts and many times contradictory accounts of information of what has happened and how they responded. The investigation into this massacre is ongoing, but there is quite a bit already known about the nearly 2 hours that passed between when the authorities say that Salvador Ramos shot his grandmother and when the police radio traffic indicated that the 18-year-old had been gunned down and that the siege was over. Sometime after 11 a.m., Salvador shoots his grandmother in the face, according to Texas Public Safety Director Steve McCraw. Gilbert Gallios, 82, who lives across the street from Ramos and his grandmother, heard a shot as he was in his yard. He ran to the front and seen Ramos speeding away in a pickup truck, and grandmother was coming towards him pleading for help. She says, "Berto, this is what he did. He shot me." Unreal. And it was his wife that called the police reporting the shooting. At 11:27 a.m., video shows a teacher who authorities have not identified, and she's propping open an exterior door at the school. At 11:28 a.m., the teacher exits to get a phone and then returns through that exit door, and it was left again propped open. It's not really clear why the teacher was grabbing a phone, and said Thursday that investigators hadn't determined why the door had been propped open. Also at 11:28, he crashes the pickup truck into a drainage ditch behind the school. Two men at a nearby funeral home heard the crash and came running out to see what happened. They then see Ramos jumping out of the passenger side carrying an AR-15 style rifle and a bag full of ammunition. The men run and Ramos shot at them, but he did not hit them. One of the men trips and falls, but both men did make it back to the funeral home. A panicked teacher then emerges from the school, calling 911. 11:30. 911 receives a call saying there was a crash and a man with a gun at the school. 11:31. Ramos begins shooting at the school and at the school parking lot as police cars begin to arrive at the funeral home. He then makes his way around the school building. The school district police officer who was working that day on campus around this time, contrary to previous reports, McGraw said Friday, the officer drives to the school immediately after getting the 911 call and approaches someone in the back of the school who he thought was the gunman. as the officer sped towards the man, who turned out to be a teacher. As it turns out, the officer drove right by the suspect, who was kind of hunkering down behind a vehicle. At 11:32 a.m., he fires multiple shots at the school, and then he makes his way towards the door. At 11:33, 5 minutes after crashing his pickup, Ramos now entered the school, and he began shooting into two adjoining classrooms, 111 and 112. At that time, he had fired more than 100 rounds. At 11:35, 3 city police officers entered the school through the same door that Ramos had used, and later followed by 4 other officers, putting a total of 7 inside the building. 2 officers receive grazed wounds, and at 11:37, the gunfire continues, with 16 rounds being shot in total. It is unclear who fired the shots. 11:51, a police sergeant and 2 other law enforcement agents began to arrive. 12:03, a female calls 911 and whispers that she is in classroom 112. That call lasted 1 minute and 23 seconds. At 12:03 as well, officers are continuing to enter the school with as many as 19 officers in the hallway near the room where he had holed up. 12:06, Anna Marie Espinoza, a spokeswoman for the Uvalde Consulate Independent School District, made a post on Facebook that says all campuses are under a lockdown status. Uvalde CISD parents, please know at this time, all campuses are under a lockdown status due to gunshots in the area. The students and staff are safe in the buildings. The buildings are secure in a lockdown status. Your cooperation is needed at this time by not visiting the campus. As soon as the lockdown status has lifted, you'll be notified. Thank you for your cooperation. At 12:10 p.m., the female who had called previously at 12:03 called again and says there are multiple dead. She calls again at 12:13 and again at 12:16. And at that time, she says there are 8 to 9 students alive. The first group of Deputy U.S. Marshals from Del Rio arrive from nearly 70 miles away to assist in various other law enforcement officers already on the scene. At 12:15, the U.S. Border Patrol tactical team members arrive with shields. At 12:19, another girl in room 111 calls 911 and ends the call when a fellow student tells her to hang up. 12:21, Ramos fires his gun again, and officers believe he is at one of the doors of one of the adjoining classrooms. Police begin to move down the hallway. 3 shots can be heard during a 911 call. And around this time, police are stuck in a hallway because both classroom doors are locked, and they must get keys from a school employee. 12:36, a child calls 911 for 21 seconds. Around this time, a girl calls 911 and is told to stay on the line and stay very quiet. The girl says, "He shot the door." 12:43, the girl urges the 911 dispatcher to please send the police now. 12:46, the girl says she can hear the police next door. 12:47, she again asks 911, please send the police now. 12:50, officers open the door with keys from a school employee, enter the classroom, and kill Ramos. Shots can be heard over the 911 call. 12:51, officers can be heard moving children out of the room. 12:58, law enforcement radio chatter says Ramos has been killed and that it is over. And this was information given by Victor Escalon, the regional director of the Texas Department of Public Safety. So that is where we are with that. There is a lot of different stories. There's a lot of different rabbit holes with this story. It is extremely sad. I do plan on going over everything that I can find about this. It should never have happened. And it's just another indicator that we have to come up with better control over our schools and how our children are protected. So for now, my friends, that is where I'm going to leave this one. I will, as I said, be looking for more information on this case. But until then, I would like to say thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.